Hi everyone, this is Natasha and welcome to First Exclusive Stampers Best video, and in this video I'm going to show you how to flock the Victorian Velvet Chair. So what you'll need to recreate this, and I'm sorry about the glare, is the stamp, which is the Victorian Velvet stamp, Victorian Velvet Chair stamp from Stampers Best. You'll need an ink. I'm using a StazOn Jet Black. You'll also need a glue that will dry clear, and I'm using precision pen because I like the tip that's going to deliver the glue precisely where I want it. Then you'll need flock, and I'm using Doodlebug Designs flock. It's a nice flock that delivers good coverage and does not come off in your hands. I did this one yesterday, and if I rub across it, there's nothing that comes off of my finger and there's nothing that comes off the paper. So let's get started. I'm using American Crafts white paper. It has a small texture, but I do like that, so I'm going to stamp first, but ultimately this is what I created. It's a little notebook or note box with notes, and this one is in the lavender, and as you can see, the lovely image of the tufted seat and chair back are visible even through the flocking, and the flocking adds a really nice texture to it, so you get an element of embellishment without a lot of heft and 3D, so you can post it right into the mail. So there's a lavender one, and I just put a little ribbon in there to pull the cards up. Here's one in teal, here's one in pink, and one in red. And this red one is actually dimensional. I have the original image stamped once on the white cardstock, then once more on a separate piece of paper that I cut out and then flocked, and the red I think is my all-time favorite. So we're going to do the red one. So I'll leave it out for inspiration. I'll put the others back into the little note box and set it off to the side. The only other thing you'll need is a plain printer piece of paper. I use this to return the flock back to the bottle once I've used it. You can also use one of these trays. I find though with trays there's a little bit of residual static electricity that is left, and some glitter and flock has a tendency to stay in here. So if you clean your tray out between uses thoroughly, then you should be good to go to use that so you don't cross-contaminate the colors. So let's get started. I'm going to stamp using this Jet Black StazOn, and I have my stamp already mounted, and I'm just doing short taps on the ink pad. I'll flip it over to see that I have good coverage. I do it one more time and then place it down and press down. You'll see that I have a little piece of black foam board down on my work surface. That gives you a really nice impression even on textured paper like this. So this is dry relatively quickly. I'm just going to set the stamp off to the side and cover my ink pad, and now we can work on the flocking. So I'm going to use the Ladybug flock, which is the crushed velvet from Doodlebug Designs, and put the others off to the side so they're out of the way. And I'm going to take my precision pen, which has a little depressing, a little piece of metal that once you depress, the glue starts, and when you press on the barrel, you can use essentially any glue that dries clear. You don't want the glue to dry white because then they will interfere with the flocking. You won't get that nice clear image like here. So I'm going to push down to get the glue flowing and then go around the interior of the back piece and then make sure that I have good even layer. You don't want to be too thick but a good layer, because then it'll take a while to dry. And what I'll do to make sure that I get good coverage is I'll tilt the paper to take a look and see if I have any. See, you can see a couple of divots in there. I've missed a couple of spots, so I'm just going to go back and make sure that I have good even coverage. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the seed, because I want to get both of them covered at the same time with the flock. I just think this makes a nice, impactful statement on this image. And the bonus is you still see the tufting through the flock. The only one that does cover it up mostly is the black one. So again, I'm going to take a peek and see if I have good coverage. I think I see one spot right here. Now that I think I have everything, I'm going to cover my glue and then tap on the flock. Now I have my little white my printer paper off to the side. Now that I have the flock on there, I'm going to take the white piece of paper and the stamped image and then just tap it off so I can place it back into the, and look at that. I see one spot that I missed, but because this is a precision pen, I'm literally just going to squeeze more glue on it in the couple of little spots where I see, and then add just a tad more flock there and tap it off just like you would embossing powder. I'm just going to off screen, I'm going to blow lightly to get some of the little dust off. And there it is. Isn't that cool? It's a perfectly stamped and flocked image. Now I'm going to set it off to the side for a moment, and it does need to dry. You do not want to heat set this because flock is made out of artificial materials and it will burn, so you definitely don't want to do that. So you want to make sure that you let it air dry, and the air drying will depend on the temperature that is outside and on the humidity. The more humid, the longer it'll take. If you can, let it dry for a couple of hours, and then once it dries, it will be on the paper. And here's the red one. So there it is. It's that simple. You see that? So I'm going to leave this one alone so I can use it on another project. And I think the red is definitely my favorite, but you could do any color you want. There's a pink one. There's the teal that I use. That's from a different company. This is from Stampendous. And there's a bright fuchsia one. So there you go. There's another way for you to use your Stamper's Best stamps, particularly the Victorian Velvet Chair. Why not add some flocking? As always, if you have any questions, just ask, and thanks for watching.